And number 17, solve the equation square root of 2x minus 7 plus x equals 5. I mentioned this in the last video. Anytime we see a problem that looks like this, it's a square root function involved. We're going to try and solve for x here, but we've got to get the square root by itself first. I'm going to take away x from both sides so that the right side becomes 5 minus x. The left side is the square root of 2x minus 7. Now that the square root part is alone on that left side, I'm going to square both sides. That makes 2x minus 7 equals, now when I square this right part, remember, don't do the cardinal mistake of just doing 5 squared and just doing negative x squared. If it's an expression that you're squaring, you need an area model. So I have 5 minus x times 5 minus x. 5 times 5 is 25. Negative 5x here, negative 5x here, and then the negative x times negative x makes x squared. Simplifying that out, that's 25 minus 10x plus x squared. And I want to kind of rewrite the order of that. I'm going to put the x squared first, then the minus 10x, then the plus 25. Okay, I'm going to make this equal to 0 on one side because clearly it looks like a quadratic now. So I'm going to take away 2x and add 7 to both sides. This becomes 0 equals x squared minus 12x plus 32. So now I can use quadratic formula, completing the square, or factoring. And in this case, it also factors once again. 4 times 8 makes 32. 4 plus 8 would be positive 12. So if I just make both of those numbers negative, negative 4 times negative 8 makes positive 32. And if I combine negative 4 and negative 8, I get negative 12. It means my factors are x minus 4 and x minus 8. Okay. So then the zeros of that function would be positive 4 and positive 8. But because this was a square root problem, I need to go back and plug these in and check for extraneous solutions again. Okay. So if I take the square root of 2 times 4 minus 7, and then add 4, I need to check and see, do I get 5? So let's simplify this. 2 times 4 is 8. 8 minus 7 is 1. The square root of 1 is obviously positive 1. 1 plus 4 is 5. So that works. So x minus 4 is a solution here. Let's just double check 8 as well. Square root of 2 times 8 minus 7 plus x, so plus 8 equals 5. Check and see if that is equal. And if you're wondering again, where does this equation come from? I'm just going back to the original equation. Square root of 2x minus 7 plus x equals 5. That's where you go plug in your answers to see if there are any extraneous solutions. 2 times 8 is 16. 16 minus 7 is 9. Square root of 9 is 3. Again, it doesn't have a negative in front, so we only consider the positive version here. And 3 plus 8 is 11. And 11 does not equal 5. So that means this answer does not count. It's an extraneous solution. So x equals 4 should be the only answer. Let's go to Desmos and check. Graph the left side. Put a y equals in front. Y equals the square root of 2x minus 7. Get outside of the square root and then put plus x. And then on the other side, graph y equals 5. And the solution crosses in one place. X equals 4. Okay. So we've got our solution there. No problem. Matches what we got. One extraneous solution, one that's not. And again, extraneous solutions, you check for those in problems that have square roots, square root equations. Okay. That's when you're checking for extraneous solutions. Number 18. Solve negative 4 times x minus 1 minus 5 equal to 3 algebraically. Just like with the square roots, for me personally, I like to get everything on one side that is not part of the denominator of this, what it ends up being an inverse expression, right? Because we got x's in the denominator here. So that's one thing you can do is start by, let's just add 5 to both sides. And this becomes negative 4 over x minus 1 equals 8. And then at this point, you've got a couple options of what you could do. To get rid of the fraction part, you can just multiply both sides by x minus 1. Okay, that cancels the denominator over here, leaving -4 equals 8 times x minus 1. That just distribute that 8 becomes 8x minus 8. And all we're doing is solving for x. So let's go ahead and add 8 to both sides. That makes +4 equals 8x. Divide both sides by 8. And it looks like I'm going to get x equals 4/8, or 1/2 for my answer here. Okay. And I think we're good there. So x equals 1/2. Double check this with Desmos though. Again, anything you do algebraically that's an equation you're solving, go check it with Desmos. So let's go here. Let's graph the left side. Y equals -4 over x minus 1 minus 5. And then graph the other side, which was 3. Y equals 3. It's crossing at one place. It's crossing at 0.5. Same thing as 1/2. Okay. So checks out. There's number 18.